Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yes, it is. The sun is shining. It's about 60, maybe 62 degrees outside, but the sun is shining. That's a good signal for you. That's a good sign for me because I'm vitamin D deficient. Uh, I realized that. But really, after I had COVID, let me tell you about that disaster. I was struck down with COVID November, I don't know. It was Thanksgiving Day, 2020. I cooked all this food. I tried to. Thank God for my son being there, home, to help me. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even been able to put the turkey in the oven. I swear to God, everything was going crazy that day. But I do thank my son for being there. Thank God, because he helped me make it through. Uh, that night, different family members coming in to get food, to eat and fellowship with who was there. And I was feeling down as ever. I went to bed. I didn't wrap no food up. When I got in that bed, this was Thursday evening. I don't remember waking up until about Saturday. I swear to God, I don't. I know I woke up because I went through a lot of hallucinations, sweats, cold. One morning, it was middle of the night. I woke up, I was laying on my concrete floor in the bedroom, sweating bullets. I said, how did I get down here on the floor? Oh my God. It was crazy, the hallucinations I was having. But I know in my mind, I was thinking to God, like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But it really seemed to me that I really wasn't fighting. And my son, had two sons that was constantly, one lived with me and the other was constantly visiting me every day to check on me. He was pissing me off too. But my son was saying, "Oh my God, Mom, you got to do something. You got to fight to live." And I'm thinking, I am fighting in my mind, but I really wasn't. And then I start asking God, help me, save me. Don't let me die. My kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, don't let me die. And I made it through. I'm telling you, I went to the hospital 3 times. Thank God they never kept me any of those times. I thank you, God. I went the first day. My daughter-in-law took me to see what was wrong with me. They tested me for everything, whatever. They told me the COVID test would be back probably on Monday, whatever, Tuesday. They would give me a call. They called me and let me know that I tested positive for COVID. Lord, help me. But I should have known, because I've never felt that bad. I've never felt lightheaded like that and everything. But I suffered. That was the first day. They diagnosed me. 2 days later, they called me, tell me I have COVID. Okay, so I'm fighting through it. My son, my older son, would go to work every morning, and he would stop there about 6:30, 6:45, plucking my nerves. But he loves me, and I love him too. He was there just because he was scared. He was trying to help his mother to get through this and everything. He got tested. My younger son that lived with me got tested. Neither one of them had COVID. But my son came every day. Oh, God, did he piss me off every day. Did you drink the juice? Did you drink the Pedialyte? Did you eat the grapes? Mom, I bought you this stuff so you could eat and you could drink and you got to get up, get your strip. I'm like, get out. I said, you're hovering. Get out. And he would leave and only come back that evening. And the next morning, oh, God, he pissed me off. But really, and my younger son, too, because he lived with me. My younger son did. And he was always saying, Mom, you got to do something. My younger son had wrapped the food up, put the food away. He did everything, thank God. He tried to do some dishes. which I don't appreciate it because I don't like people doing my dishes. But he did it. He tried and everything. But man, the next time I end up going to the hospital, I had an emergency visit with my doctor. So we had a video visit. And I'm telling her what's going on. And she's just knowing from what I'm telling her. She said, oh my God, Rita. She said, you need to we get off this visit and you're going to call 911. She said, you have to get to the hospital right away. She said, I fear you are dehydrated. She said, I can look at you, and just for what you're telling me, you got to get to the hospital. I said, well, my son told me this morning that when he gets off of work, if I didn't drink that whole cup of Pedialyte, that he was taking me to the hospital. And she said, okay, but you better make sure, if not, you call the ambulance. Because I told her he would be home about a half an hour. And sure enough, he came, took me to the hospital. They put these fluids, intravenous fluids in me and everything. I think I went through a couple of bags. And they let me be there, in the hospital. And then they end up bringing me a sandwich. I can't think of what it was. I think it was a turkey and cheese sandwich or something. And I put the little mustard on it and tried to eat. I took a couple bites, maybe 3 bites after a while. But they end up letting me go home. But each time, now this time, I brought my bag, my carry-on, like my overnight bag. So, take my bag back home. Then the next time I came back, it was days later because I couldn't breathe right. Oh my God. I've been through so much heck. And then I got the CAT scan back that said I had scarring on my lungs. That the COVID had scarred. There was a nodule on my lungs and everything. So I figured that's what it is. They call it long COVID because you get exhausted, things of that nature. So I'm making it through, though. I'm making it through. But that third time I went for my breathing problems, shoot, I had my bag again. And every time they let me go home, I said, thank you, God. Because I know people that went into the hospital that didn't make it out. My God. I'm scared about the ventilators and all this stuff. And when are they going to get the vaccines ready? And, because what I went through was devastating. And I know people in the hospital hooked up to ventilators have a different story and stuff like that than I would. But I didn't have to go to be admitted. But the thing is, what I went through for those 2 weeks, I'm talking sweating, chills, falling off the bed, on the concrete floor. Don't know how I got down there. My face was laying on the cold concrete and I was sweating bullets. And this is how I wake up. So I'm telling you, COVID treats everyone differently. And back in that time, we had that president, I'm telling you, he screwed us. He screwed the United States of America because he was so ignorant. He didn't want anything to go against his numbers, his ratings, the stock market. That was something that defines him. And he didn't want bad news going out in reference to the COVID that was killing people, thousands a day. I saw the trucks. I saw the grave sites, things that they were stacking casket after casket after casket. I saw the freezer trucks that they were putting people's bodies in and everything. Even funeral homes couldn't take care of the business that they normally do because they were so swamped with bodies. And then he had all these people, these rabid followers, listening to him talk about, don't take it. It's just like the flu. It's going to disappear when it gets warm. He turned it over to the states. That was his big thing. He thought he did very good. Yes, I turned it over to the states. But you know what? You know what the governors had to do in every state? They had to fight. They had to like auction. They was like at an auction. $500, $200, $700, $800, $1,000. Who's bidding this? The governors were bidding on equipment and supplies that they needed for their constituents because of this man. If he had been the leader that he was supposed to be, He would have took charge of this pandemic, and he would have made everybody, we're going to follow the same rules. It's not one for Texas, one for Georgia, one for North Carolina, one for New York. No, the same for everybody. That's why we had more deaths than anybody in the world. We did. So this man, I didn't want this to come back to him, but he's a fool. And I'm saying it. I don't care if you like what I say or not. I've been knowing Donald Trump, knowing of him since the late 80s. But I'm going to tell you right now, as far as a president, he was a piss poor president. I heard every day, because I'm a political junkie. So this is my life. This is the things I keep up with every day. This man was a chaos and pandemonium in the White House every day. He was totally off his rocker. He was trying to do things that the generals and other people was telling him, no, sir, you can't do that. That's not legal. This is not legal. He was talking about nuking a hurricane. That's how ignorant he is. Can't we just nuke a hurricane? Nigger, you ain't going to nuke no hurricane. But this is what we facing now. But get back to COVID. Thank God I made it through. I thank God for making it through. And thank God that I didn't have to go to the hospital and stay. So right now, people, our lives are on the line in more ways than one because of our country. We got a lot of wars going on around us and everything, and we have to stand strong and be the country that the world has always known. They call us the light, shining light on a hill. We're not a shining light when Trump's in office. Trump tears down everything we ever known to be true and normal. He doesn't believe in climate change. It's a hoax. And that's killing people. He wants to turn back every regulation there ever was. And that's what's killing people. You're going to have chemical plants and companies that's just pouring sewage and toxic chemicals and poisons into your water and rivers. You don't care. He don't care because he ain't nowhere near where these plants and stuff is. It's always the poor people that live near the plants and factories and all of that. So this is voting month, everybody. No, not voting month. Next month, voting month, November the 5th. I'm going to vote tomorrow. I'm so happy. It's early voting starting in my state. And I want you all to go to ivote.gov. I think it is ivote.gov. And they'll tell you about where you live at, where to go when early voting starts. Please get out there early. Soon as you find out where the places are that you can vote early, get out there and go. Don't wait till November the 5th. Don't wait. Get out there and vote as early as possible because we can't play games with our lives this year. And we cannot let that man, Donald John Trump, back anywhere near the White House ever again. Woo! Talk to you later.